Last episode, I walked you through the rehab on this property and how we're able to value engineer a few of the problems we ran into. We solved the flooring issue by getting creative. We repaired the bathroom floor. We fixed some framing in the garage ceiling. And we kept the total rehab on this house right around $13,000. So at that point, the construction was finished. The house was clean, everything was working, but there was still one really important step before putting the property on the market. Staging. Staging is one of those things that a lot of people underestimate when it comes to selling a house. But staging can make a massive difference because an empty house rarely shows as well as a staged one. When a house is empty, a lot of buyers have a hard time visualizing what the space actually looks like when it's lived in. They walk through the property and they're trying to imagine where the couch goes, where the dining table goes, how the living room is supposed to flow. And for a lot of people, that's actually really difficult. But when a house is staged properly, everything changes. Now the buyer walks in and they can immediately see how the space works. They see a couch in the living room, they see a dining table, they see beds in the bedrooms, and suddenly the house feels like a home, instead of just an empty building. So once the rehab was finished, we brought in a staging company. They came in and fully furnished the property. Living room furniture, dining room setup, beds, decor, all the little touches that help the house feel warm and inviting. And once staging was done, the transformation was huge. The house went from looking like a finished renovation to looking like a place someone could actually move into and live. And that's exactly what you want buyers to feel when they walk through the door. Once staging was complete, the next step was getting the property ready to list. And one of the biggest things I always recommend to investors is to work with a really strong real estate agent, a top-tier agent who knows the market. Because a great agent brings a lot of value to the table. They understand the neighborhood. They know exactly what homes are selling for right now. And they can pull live comparable sales to help determine the right pricing strategy. So we sat down with our agent and reviewed all of the comps in the area. We looked at similar homes. We looked at recent sales. We looked at what was currently active on the market. And together we came up with the right listing strategy. Once the pricing was dialed in, the photos were taken, and the house officially went live on the market. And that's always an exciting moment in a flip, because up to that point, everything is preparation. Buying the deal, managing the rehab, getting the property ready. But once the house hits the market, the project moves into the next phase. Now the market gets to decide. Since listing the property, we've already had our first open house, and we've got another open house scheduled as well. So now the process is pretty straightforward. Buyers are walking through the home, agents are bringing their clients, and we're waiting to see what kind of interest the property gets. At this point, the house is fully staged. It's on the market, and the rest of the process starts running on autopilot. Now the big question becomes this: did the foreclosure auction gamble actually pay off? Did we sell the house? What did it sell for? And how much money did we actually make on this deal? In the next episode, I'm going to break down the final numbers. We'll talk about what the house sold for, what the profit looks like, and what lessons we learned from this project. So if you want to see how this deal turned out, stay tuned for the next episode.